Every day and every way, what do you say to yourself? I'm just going to reach for this list a second here. Ah, and I don't have one here. Okay, well, so be it. Okay, back on task. Here we go. We're going to talk a little bit here about subconscious, and we're going to talk a little bit about self-talk. And we're going into a whole new phase, a whole new chapter. I like to call it a chapter in your life, a chapter in what you're doing, a chapter in who you're being, because everything changes with time. In time, we all change, whether we're just getting older, whether we're getting smarter, whether we're taking everything to that next level. So the thing is, when you do your self-talk, and we all do it, a lot of times people don't even realize they're doing the self-talk to themselves. But self-talk, sometimes you're just thinking about something. And have you ever told yourself, oh my gosh, that was so stupid. Why did I do that? That was crazy. That's self-talk. But then on the other hand, when you tell yourself, I did it, I rocked that, I was superb, I was the best speaker ever, I just was lighting up the whole place, that is self-talk. Either way you're doing it is self-talk. And whether you realize it or not, the self-talk you do every day to yourself is what your subconscious is hearing, and it's what your subconscious is creating from what you desire. So one thing I can tell you, and depending on what you're saying to yourself and how you're saying it, either way, it's an energy. So what I like to do is I self-talk to myself all during the day. As I'm creating, as I'm growing, as I'm building, self-talk is growth if you do it right. So as you're doing your self-talk and as you're doing your desires and your goals, and hopefully you guys are really doing the goals and you're on track and you're ready to go, because we're coming into the new phase and a lot of people are going through this phase and going, okay, this is a whole new chapter, a whole new part of my life. Not everyone sees it as just being a continuation, which is what I see. I see every day as a new beginning, not just a year. Granted, the year is going to be 2020, and it is a spectacular year already. The vibration is coming, it's strong, and it is here for us. So as you're self-talking to yourself, one thing I like to do, and you might try this because it could work for you too, is I self-talk my goals. And to get right down to tactics here is your goals actually start from dreams. You have to have a dream of doing something first. First, it has to have a dream. You have to have a dream that maybe you want to be this successful person. Maybe you have a dream that you want to, have this much money. And that's an economic dream. And you have to have a dream. And maybe you're using imagination with your dream. If you're doing that, then that is a huge plus for you. Because imagination is so powerful. And we all have an imagination. It just depends on if we're using it or not. So first you have the dream of something you want to do. Maybe you had a dream that you wanted to start your business. You had a dream that you wanted to go work online, and you want to work for yourself, and you wanted to work from home, and you wanted to be your own boss, and you were putting everything out there together for that. Fantastic. Then what you do is you put that dream into a goal. Set it up as a goal. Write it down. What column is it going to go into? You're going to have different columns for different goals. Is it going to go into an economic goal? Is that what you're going to have? You're going to have a lot of different ones. They're going to go to different categories. Or you're going to have a material goal. Or maybe you're going to have a travel goal. You have different goals and different columns they are going to go in. But in order to make your goals your reality, You have to work them every single day. You can't not do a goal. You cannot create a goal and not have them worked every day. Even if you only work each goal for 10 minutes a day and then you're working on another goal, you have to work on your goal every single day. If you don't, then your goals will just be stagnant. They'll just be writing on a piece of paper. They won't be any energy to them. There won't be anything for your subconscious or the universe to create for you because you haven't got them in order. So as you're doing that and you write your goals down, I put different categories for each of my goals because I want them to be specific as I'm working on them, which the more specific they are, the more energy I can give them and the more prosperous my goals will be. So work the goals daily and check them off as you complete them. There's nothing more happy than having a goal that you've completed and you've checked it off. Celebrate it. Celebrate you checking off that goal and self-talk to your subconscious saying, look what you did. Look what we did. This is fantastic. We did this. Celebrate your success. And success is actually something you do every day. Success is something you do. It's not something you will become. Each thing you do is a success. Getting up in the morning is success. Brushing your teeth is success. I'm sure everybody brushes their teeth every morning. I know I do. You know, sitting down, visiting with your family, that's a success. You took the time to do that. That's a success. Writing your goals down, that's a success. Everything you're doing is a success. When you look at it that way, don't you think that it is easier to grow and to learn and to develop? So as you're doing your self-talk and you're going into this new phase, this new chapter, this new year, be in tune with what it is you actually want to create. And if you're growing your business, if you're growing your following, you're growing your sales, whatever it is you are doing, have the goals that you need with you every day. Put them in front of you. Work on them every single day. Write them down. Put them in the special book, or you could put them in something like this is my journal. And I write things down in this every single day. And I write throughout the day sometimes, depending on what's going on in my life. But always have a accountability sheet for yourself. Accountability sheet is something, you do not have a boss. You're working at home. You don't have someone to tell you, okay, you need to go do this. You need to have this done by this time. You need to get this completed. You need to do that. You don't have a boss to tell you these things. So you have to be able to tell yourself and be accountable to yourself. So work on the goals, plan it, and you might try this little mantra that I do. And I do this one a lot when I'm going to sleep at night. I will, because, you know, when you're going to sleep, you have, your brain tends to keep going, click, 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 click. It's always got something going on up there. So what I do is I say this little mantra, and I'll say it over and over and over to myself like 15, 20 times, sometimes more. It says, I am better and better every day in every way. And that goes right to my subconscious, and it will for you also. It goes right to your subconscious. And when going to your subconscious, what does that tell you? Your subconscious is going to start creating that energy, is going to start creating those things to come to you. So if you're growing a home business, if you're growing anything where you're growing revenue, you're growing, you know, what you want to have come into your world, be self-talk and have positive self-talk. Don't ever tell yourself you're no good. Don't ever tell yourself you failed. You know what? Failure is given, but look at it as a stepping stone forward. Failure is going to happen. Failure happens to all of us. Failure happens all the time. But when you look at it as, okay, that didn't work. I didn't fail. I just know that that didn't work yet. What else can I do? What other step can I take? What can I do to make that work for me? What can I do differently? So there's Failure is a good thing because failure says that you're growing. You cannot grow and move forward without failing because you won't know what doesn't work if you don't fail. So also, if you're in the mind and you're taking advantage of the systems and the strategies that we put out that will help you, that we've already worked out the kinks in, we've worked out all the fiducials that happen when you're creating a course, then why not get those courses, get those systems, get those strategies, and put them to work for you? That's what we put them out there for, is to help you get better and better every day in every way. It's nothing about it saying, okay, this is my course, I'm going to get this to you. It's not about that. It's about helping each person get the best they can be every single day in every way. And that's what the mindset is from top people. Again, on just a side note, no one can motivate you to do what you need to do. You are the only one who can motivate you. You may hear a lot of people out there who say they're motivational speakers and they're there to motivate you. That's maybe a given, maybe not. But the fact is, philosophy, psychology, that is the root. That is where it's going to be. And your self-talking and your subconscious, you may get motivated for a short time while you're at that seminar, but the reality is, if you cannot keep yourself motivated on a daily basis under your own steam, you're going to lose traction and you're going to just go back to your old way. You're going to go back to the old system. You're going to go back to your old way, and you're never going to go forward where you want to go. So I encourage you to use this mantra that I've got up here in the header. It's I am better and better every day in every way. Post it up on a Post-it note or something. Put it up there where you see it in front of your desk. Put it where you can see it every day. When you do this, and try saying it to yourself throughout the day. It is one of those subconscious things that your subconscious, because it's not a negative, it's not a positive, it's neutral. And the subconscious loves neutral feelings because it grabs them and it holds them and it puts that back out to you for more and more of it. So do this. Please do this for your own benefit. Because first you have a dream. Then you have a goal. Then you have reality. It takes action steps in each one. First you have a dream. Then you have a goal. Then you have reality. Put it out there. Get it out there to the universe. Get it out there for you to grow. And you're going to find out, if you do this in this new year, if you're one that focuses on, this is a new year, it's a fresh start. I'm not going to do anything I did last year. I'm going to be better and better in every way. Use that as a mantra for every single day, not just for the new year, for every single day. Use the philosophies set out by the universe. Use the attraction laws. Use all of these. And when you do, and if you have it in mind too, you'll hear in my background, I have 432 hertz of data beats playing. And they actually come from a friend. So I have the rights to them. So do this and grow and be and have. Be, do, have. Self-talk. Create your subconscious desires. Let them flow. Dreams, goals, reality. Be, do, have. You can't go wrong with that. It's either way it translates to you having the success you want. And I do have a training for you up here in the header. I always have something for you to help you grow and to help you succeed and excel in what you're doing. So use the mantra, I am better and better every day in every way. Use that mantra and grow. And I wish you all the best. And take a look at this training. Like I said, I have up here. It is a business leadership training. And it's just for that. And you know what? It is designed to attract desired leads to you. So use it, grow, and prosper. Okay? Thank you so much for joining, and I am grateful to have you here on my team. Talk to you later.